Okay, can you hear me now? Oh, okay. So that might not be me. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello? All right, testing, testing. Can you hear me? Oh, did it? Okay. Okay, perfect. I need to go in. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Um, so this might be kind of tricky. Um, okay, so hold on one second. Let me go into here. Let me see if I can. Boom. Okay. Dude. Okay, yeah, so this isn't gonna let me. Yep, I'm in there now. Give a couple minutes and see if people show up. Even if they don't, I'm still gonna go no matter what. Oh, dude, I gotta put it in that this is 99 because yesterday was 100, so today is 99. Hold on. You know what? Hey, how about this? How about instead of me doing it on my computer, how about I? That is crazy. How about I go into there we are. There I am. Okay. Hello, Miss Jessica. I see you playing today. I think I'm gonna just pull it up on my phone because it seems to be easier if I just yeah if I pull up the Facebook thing on my phone, I can see everything. Because if I do it on my computer, I can't write because I see you now. Write something else, just anything. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna shut it off over here. Hmm. Dude, it takes a while before those things actually pop up. That's crazy. Just the delay and everything is wild. And I was sitting there telling John, like, come on, man, hurry up. Let's go. I was telling that dude, hurry up. You got all these people here waiting. It's like three people. I don't want them waiting. How long ago did you send that? You literally sent it like a couple minutes ago, huh? That's funny. That is so crazy. That is crazy. So you already sent it. So even with me saying whatever I say, doing whatever I do, it's still it's still just a couple minutes lagging behind, no matter what. Okay, that is good. Nobody else knows. Okay. All right. I mean they do now because I just said it. Yeah. Yeah, it's been pulled up now for a minute. See what? Oh no, because I haven't pulled that up yet. I mean, technically, I haven't even really gotten started. I guess I can get started now, being that it's a little after 8:30. I don't know who the other person or people are, but hello, Fearless Cummings here. This will be uh the 99th. It's at do I this will be the second episode of the 99 days of nightly free coaching with Fearless Cummings. I appreciate whoever is here. Come in, say hello, all that good stuff. And if you don't want to say hello, have somebody else say hello for you. So then I'll feel good to know that you're around. But anyway, my dear good friend Jessica told me yesterday. She's like, Fearless, bro, you kind of all over the place on certain things. So for now on, can we maybe create a what was the word you used, Jessica? She's in my ear too. Something cohesive, something that something that you can when I'm talking, not only do I'm not going all over the place, but something that kind of holds me down, right? So I'm not just wandering off. Because mentally I'll do that. I'll just go everywhere. But something where you can kind of follow along, no matter if you left, came back, this and the other. So something that we have there's a certain word that I'm looking for. What's the word? Give me the word. As a wordsmith, you would think that I would have it. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I forget words constantly. That's my gift and curse. So all right, so anyway, so I created a PowerPoint. That's what it is. A PowerPoint just to kind of keep me and you kind of like where I am. Because I know yesterday I was all over the place. And again, this is my second one. So I promise we'll get better from here. Right? You see the background? Like it has some like noise. It has some music, but it's like real like depressing and shit. So I just turned the sound off. But hold on one second. Let's here. Let me run my little commercial thing, and then we'll be right back. All right. All right, we are back. I hope you liked that thing. If you didn't, don't tell me. Um, that part. No, if again if you didn't like it, it's okay. Don't tell me. I'm just messing with you. All right. So anyway, let me try to find some. Let's see if we can do some little background music for you guys, something like that. I mean, I don't really know if we really need it, but we'll just kind of go for right now. So all right, I'm going to let you guys. I'm gonna start teaching y'all some stuff. Right? There's no reason to have late night coaching without a little bit of a sideshow, right? All right, so here we go. Let's see if we got something here for you. Boom! Look at that. So here's the thing. If this is free coaching, the one thing that I would tell any and everybody, especially people that pay me, you need to take out a pen and paper because you might be thinking of something that could help you later on. Something might jog your memory. And there's this thing called parallel processing where if you are um, you're thinking about one thing or you're paying attention to one thing, something else jogs your memory. Right? I don't know what it might be or whatever. For me, it might be something I thought of 10, 15 years ago, and all of a sudden now it makes sense. So keep a pen and paper on you at all times, especially when we're going through some coach work. Because again, when I'm working with people, that are paying me a lot of money. Some of these people, I want to make sure that I give you what I give them. Now, like I said yesterday, God gives it to me. I read my books. I give it to you. What you do with it is on you. But I want to make sure that I give you every opportunity to build on whatever I give you. Are we in agreement of that? Can I get an amen or can I get a B1, as Dr. Bush Watkins would say? Anyway, so all right. So the very first thing is the intention. Like, what are we doing? Why and why does everything start here? And the reason why is because you need to know where you're going. Why is this um, kind of important to you? Where you're going, how you'll get there, and what if it doesn't work, right? So, and that's so important of setting a clear intention of what it is that you want. If you were here yesterday, one of the things that I talked about was me working for myself. It was more of something happened, which is I had to ask somebody for some time off to take my child to a doctor's appointment. That pissed me off. I went home, wrote on my board, I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to be, and why is because I want to be a stay-at-home dad. That so my why was taking care of my child. The what was making $10,000 a month. That was it. I didn't write anything else. That was all. And the thing is that you have to trust that process. And again, I will teach you this shit. I swear to God, I'll give it to you. And I promise you, if you work it, it'll work. And here's the cool thing. You know how to find me. So it's not like I'll give you this information and then I'm gonna bugger off and you're not gonna find me anymore. Every night for the next 100 nights, you're gonna know exactly where I'm at. So if you have a problem with anything that came out of my mouth, if something I said to you doesn't resonate or it just didn't work, hit me up. You know where I'm at. I am not hard to find. I think Tupac said that. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. So the first two things I want to talk about is accountability. So accountability is so important because, as it says here, that the ownership of outcomes. So whether something's good or bad, it's yours, right? It's your stuff. It's self-assumed, and it's internal, which again means it's yours. It's about owning the results, no matter what the circumstances. Even when it's not your fault, it's still your responsibility, right? And again, we'll go into responsibility in the second time, right? In the next slide. So example is if something goes wrong at work, you don't just blame the system or your other coworkers. You take full accountability for exactly what happened because it's yours, right? Accountability is owning what happens, even when it's messy. Here, listen to what I'm telling you. Even when it's messy, you still hold yourself accountable for it, right? And sometimes, here's the thing. I'm not going to motivate you. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell you exactly that God's honest truth. It's going to get shitty at times. And especially when you hold yourself accountable for everything that happens in your life. Now, again, I say your life because you can't hold yourself accountable for what happens in someone else's. So it's your life, right? But at the end of the day, it is a self-examination of yourself. I got into a argument actually with a couple different people or whatever. And one of the things that I had to ask myself was, what is it that I could have done better in this situation? Am I tripping? Because Lord knows I do. So what is it that I'm doing in this situation that's creating or causing these problems? Right. So think about that. Even if I've done something, even if somebody's done something shitty to me, the first thing I do is do a self-examination check. What am I doing? What have I done to cause this? And sometimes here's the thing. Unfortunately, it may not have been anything that's something that I caused or something that I did, but I automatically I take accountability for it. Right. So if something messes up, what did I do? Is there anything I could have done differently? So that's the question that I ask myself. All right, so let's go to the next one. Responsibility. The definition is the duty or obligation to do something. It's task focused. So it's about roles and expectations Responsibility is often assigned by your job, family, community, or society. Here's the dangerous part about responsibility, especially dealing with the culture that we live in today, a society that we live in today. Our society says that our children are our responsibility. But what happens is that when you drop your children off at school, as soon as you see your child get on that bus or walk into the school, your responsibility for that child at that point stops. Think about that. It stops. And their responsibility begins. Now, what they've done is they tried to switch that around and say, well, we're not responsible for what your children do here in school. That's bullshit. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that you're responsible for all the stuff that they do outside of school and inside of school because you're not there. Like, again, look at the definition. The duty or obligation to do something. It's task focus. It's about the roles and expectations. So if I tell my son, hey, your job is to go to school, whether you get good grades or not, I can care less. What I would ask you to do is raise your hand and ask for help if you need the help. Okay? And again, that's something that you're going to learn in life in general. So that's his goal, right? Not a goal, but that's his duty. That's his obligation. Go to school. Now, if I drop my kid off and I leave, but I watched him walk in there, at that moment, my responsibility for my son stops. His responsibility and the school responsibility begins. That's how that works. So anything that happens while he's there, he and the school are responsible for it. So then, therefore, how is it that if I drop my son off and I watched him walk in, I leave, he walks out the other door, which he's not done, but I'm just saying he walks out the other door. How am I responsible for what he did? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. Either you're responsible for it or you're not. And you can't blame something on somebody who's not there. That's a fact, right? So responsibility is doing what you're supposed to do. It is a duty, obligation, and your responsibility, which is the ability to respond to something, right? You're responsible for putting food on your plate or putting food on your children's plate. Unfortunately, though, you are not responsible for whether they eat or not. That would be on them unless it is a medical problem or something like that. There's nothing you can do to make somebody eat something unless you force fed them. So again, it's very important and intuitive that we understand where our responsibility starts and where our responsibility ends. Because that's one thing that nobody ever talks about. Another thing, if you think about politicians, for instance, they are always talking about, well, I'm not responsible for that. Well, I'm not responsible for that. Technically, they're not telling you, they're not lying to you, right? But that also means that they're not holding themselves accountable for the whole, like we just talked about. So no, they may not be responsible for it, but by stating that you are a representative of your region, of your country, of this and the other, you are still held accountable for the shit that happened. Sorry for you. If you didn't want the job, you shouldn't have signed up for it. That's how that works. All right, let's go to the next one. So reasons why we don't create intention. Okay. So, and let me touch on that. I should have touched on that for a second. The intention of everything, like I said, that's where everything starts. Everything starts with a clear objective of what it is that you want. For me, $10,000. Why? I want to be a stay-at-home dad. Right? You know what happened. I've already talked about it. So, but why do we not do it? Well, the first thing is we're operating on autopilot, which means that most of us are reacting, not just creating, just moving through a routine without conscious thoughts. So we're doing what we've always done, which for the most part is nothing. You can't sit and say that, well, I want to create this and the other, but you're not doing anything, or you're doing the same shit just in a different day. If I say that my objective is to make $100,000 per month, but I'm sitting around just talking about what I want to do, but I'm not creating any context or content. I'm not online. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing anything. Then basically I'm making a mere wish, then creating a dream, goal, or aspiration. Well, technically that's all it is a dream, goal, or aspiration without any faith to launch anything. You're just sitting there talking shit. You might as well talk to yourself, right? So tomorrow we'll actually go into talking about what we need to do to reverse some of these things. But I got 10 of these things, so bear with me. We're gonna have some fun with this shit. All right. So the number two thing is the fear of responsibility, like we talked about before. What is the definition of responsibility? Duty, obligation, and to be responsive, right? But what we're doing is setting the intention means owning the outcome, right? So that's a type of accountability that a lot of people find kind of uncomfortable. They don't want to own that shit. Like I said before, man, taking ownership of something, that's scary and that sucks, because that means that the buck stops with you most of the time. But again, you need to understand what the definition is of accountability versus responsibility, and where you fit in, where it starts for you and where it stops. Because one of the things that I see people doing a lot of is taking responsibility for something that's not yours. You can't hold yourself accountable for something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, right? And what I mean by that is that if I talk about politicians, that's their field. So unfortunately, y'all linked in there together. When my company does something or whatever, even if it was somebody that has nothing to do with me, I still say we, because I'm a part of that. Period. Our country, it's a we thing. It's not a you, it's us. So if you don't like that marijuana is still illegal, then what are we going to do about it? You know what I mean? That ain't got shit to do with politics. That has everything with us allowing these people, again, these people, to do whatever they want without any consequence, right? So the fear of responsibility, sometimes it's going to be scary and it's going to suck ass. Just telling you that now. So I mean, it's as long as you know exactly what it is that you want out of life, I think it'll be a little easier to kind of be willing to accept accountability and responsibility. So number 3 is a lack of clarity. You can't create intention without knowing what it is that you want. Most of us, if you really think about it, have absolutely no idea what we want in life. That's the reason why a lot of us keep getting exactly what we've always gotten, because you ain't never sat down and wrote out what it is that you want and why you want it. And I think Jess and I were just talking about this a couple days ago. If we won the lottery, the lottery's up to what, Jess? What's it up to now? It's still $400 million on one, and then 300 million on the other one. So you're talking about $100 million that you'll get if you just took the payout over that, right? I would still be doing what I'm doing right now, right? And I know some of y'all would be probably thinking, yeah, bullshit. No, you wouldn't. The problem is with that is that, again, y'all counting somebody else's money. Stop doing that. Quit counting people's pockets. I think that if you know exactly what it is that you want to do in life, I don't care how much money you have, you're still going to do it. I mean, I was just doing a lot more of it. So instead of having these books that I have about a couple thousand books in my house. So technically I have what's called a library in my home. You give me $100 million, oh my God, I would buy a big ass warehouse, live in that warehouse full of books and studio stuff, and I would be doing the same exact thing. Matter of fact, I'll probably invest in a bank. Probably not a bank. No, probably not. Because there's way too many regulations for that. So no, I wouldn't. Never mind. But what I would invest in is a prison. Because these politicians, they going to make sure that they send your broke ass straight there. Dead ass, no joke. So, and if you don't like what I just said, do something about it. Right? Change some laws. That's all I'm saying. So, but again, the lack of clarity. Most people have no idea what it is that they want. So then when they do get a windfall of money, when they do get those $100 million deals, $25 million deals, within 5 years of retirement of whatever they're doing, they're usually broke. And some of them unalive themselves. Matter of fact, they used to have those True Hollywood stories on I think it was entertainment television. And they talk about how these multimillionaires be offing themselves. How do you off yourself? You got fame, fortune, money. You don't have any so-called worries, but yet instead you unaliving yourself at exorbitant rates. It's crazy. A whole epidemic of that shit. Drug usage, drug overdoses, crash outs on constant basis. Because for the most part, they said, this is what I want. But for the most part, they said, this is what I want based off of what society thinks that I should have. Not what I want, but what society thinks that I should have. And when you live your life based off of what somebody else wants for you, then that also means that you get that crash out that comes along with it. Just saying. So again, I love to read. I love to teach. I love to learn. I love doing what I'm doing right now. I'll do this for the rest of the time that God allows me to breathe on this planet, right? Whether I had $15 million a month, or if I had $15,000 a month, if I had $15 a month, this is what I would still do, right? Because I know what my passions is. I know what's I was clear about what I wanted from the jump. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go to the next one. Distractions rule the mind. We're overstimulated by the phones, media, chaos. Distraction kills direction. Think about that. Distraction kills direction. I could have said all day long, even yesterday, yeah, you know what, man? I'm going to cancel this whole 100-day thing off. I'm not ready. My friend Jessica, she's on on this thing right now too. She'll tell you, I didn't start working on this slideshow for what was it? I think I have 45 minutes to create all this stuff. Hence, that's why we only gonna do 10 10 reasons for the most part, and then do the rest of the 10 tomorrow. And again, the reason why I didn't is because I had a bunch of other stuff going on. I could have postponed it, but no. I said, no, we're going to keep going no matter what, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to go no matter what. So whether I'm ready or not, I'm jumping, right? And that's how we have to be. One of the things that I stopped doing was I stopped getting on social media dead ass. Let me rephrase that. I stopped getting on there and just doom strolling. Watching chicks. I love women. Oh my, thank you, Jesus, I do. But I can't. You can only watch a woman shake her ass for so many minutes. I mean, seriously, hold on. And listen, I love watching them cheeks move back and forth. It's just moving. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Praise you, Jesus. I love it. I want more of it. But here's the thing. I'm not productive when I'm doing that. I'm not productive at all. Right? So if I have dreams, goals, and aspirations, what do? I got to turn that shit off and get to work because it's a distraction. Right? I mean, you get over, like it's a huge distraction and it's an overstimulation for me. Upstairs and downstairs. It's an overstimulation, right? So what do I have to do? I gotta back off. So I would ask you, what are some of your major distractions? What's some of the things that you're doing, whether it's on the phone, social media, listening to other people's bullshit, letting people dump on you while you got dreams, goals, and aspirations, right? They coming over despairingly dumping their bullshit all over you. right? I mean, Lord knows. I mean, I've done that to people before. I mean, I don't do it now unless the person I'm talking to can help me, right? I've actually became that dump center for certain things, but this is what I signed up for. You know, I can't say again like the politicians. I can't sit there and say that. Well, I'm not accountable for that. I'm not responsible for that. No, if I call myself a life coach and I tell people that I focus on my primary focus is perspective and helping you reframe your thinking, then I can't say that, man. I can't sit there and let's listen to you trauma dump on me. This is what I do. You know what I mean? Like this is who I am. This is the way God made me. So I can do that, right? Because this is my thing. This is my field, right? So what overstimulations, what distractions are distracting you from achieving whatever it is that you're going after? If it is something that you're going after, fuck, I don't know. I mean, maybe your life is perfect and you just watching my big head ass just because you find me massively attractive. And you should, right? Let's go to the next one. All right, so number 5, we think that life is random. The belief that things just happen removes the motivation to create or lead with purpose. We do that often. We think that things just happen just because they're supposed to. So on one hand, I agree. On the other hand, I don't. Right? Whenever you have a clear objective of what it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you say that you're going to do, I think that's I how do I restate that? So nothing in life is random. Nothing, right? There's always a reason for it, whether we can see it or not. There's always that. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that there's a God aspect to all of this cohesiveness and randomness or nothing. I don't know what your beliefs are. I don't care. I'm just telling you that I'm not necessarily saying that God is moving all of these things or whatever. Maybe God is. Shit, I don't know. I'm just saying that there's nothing that's just random, right? There's always something. And the belief that something just happens for some people removes all the motivation to create anything because you think that like nihilism that things just happen the way that they do, right? That rich people just get rich, or maybe I have to consistently keep praying for what it is that I want. You can do that all day. I mean, but here's the thing: rich people get rich, though. So rich people get rich. Broke people get rich, but murderers get rich as well. Child molesters get rich as well. Murderers, politicians. I don't care. You can think about the worst people of humanity, but they all still get rich. So is it a thing that things just happen? Is there a thing that you have to get off your ass to go do something? Right? What is that thing, Jessica, that I'm always talking about? Supply and demand. See, business is based on 2 things: a product or a service. There's nothing much else to it. Product to service. You have a product or a service that people want or they don't want. If they want it, they'll buy it. If they don't, you're out of business. I want to tell you, very simple, right? So it's not just a random thing, ever. You may think that it was random during COVID when you couldn't find any fucking toilet paper because you weirdos went out and bought it all. What do you? I can understand if there's no more food. I get that. But do you not think that plugging up your toilet, do you think that's a good idea? Like, that's the first thing that pops into your head is to go grab toilet paper. But you know what, though? Here's the thing. That's not random. You want to know why? Back in, I think it was the 1950s or 60s, Orson Welles, was it Orson? I think it was Orson. Matter of fact, here, I will look him up right quick. I didn't know I was going to talk about it, so give me a second. Hold on one second. So, hold on. Maybe it was HG. Maybe it was H.G. Wells. Okay. The Invisible Man. Was it him? He wrote. Here it is. I found it. I was right. H.G. Wells. Okay, I want to hold on. I'm gonna share this tablet instead. Hold on one second, you guys. Hold on. Okay. So there is do you guys you see that? Jess, is it on there? H.G. Wells. Oh, okay, okay. All right. So hold on one second. Let me okay. Dang, dude, like this thing is what are you bro, what are we doing? Oh man, okay, yeah, it's not even oh that's why. My fault. Okay, H.G. Wells, here we go. Oh, so okay. Here we'll use this tab instead. So this book right here is War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Now, if we look, this was written in oh please give me one second. Let me find when he wrote this. Okay, dude, when did he write this? Okay, give me a second, guys. Um Okay, wow. Okay, so 1847. Originally serializing it in Parsons Magazine in the UK and Cosmetology Magazine in the can you read that? Okay. And in the US in 1897. And it was first published in 1898. Think about that, dude. 1898. So anyway, so when they ran this, they were running it over I think it was in Mexico. And here let's hold on, let's say okay, hold on, let's see. I'm trying to find the story of when they ran okay, here it was. So sorry about that. Here we go. I think you guys can still see what I'm doing. So Orson Welles adaptation, which caused widespread panic, was broadcasted on October 30th in 1938. Actually, that was like a year before, a year after my grandfather was born. Now they had told everybody there that, and they had ran it for weeks before they ran it on air, and it's telling people that listen, we're going to read this book on air. This thing was so powerful that that people actually thought that the world was coming to an end, that there were aliens outside their door, that people were being abducted, and I mean, and it was crazy. I think they burned. I'm trying to find out where they did it. Okay, so it says presented as a series of news bulletins caused widespread panic among listeners who believed that the events described in the program were real. Okay, yeah, they're not really going into. They're not going into too much in it, but anyway, so people went crazy on that. They burned the radio station down because people literally thought that the world was coming to an end, right? And that's literally because nobody decided or sat and read any of the shit that they were supposed to. They had talked about it for weeks. We're gonna read this thing on air. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be pandemonium. That's what they kept telling people. Nobody paid attention, and then they burned the place down. But in the interim of that, you know what they were doing? You know what people did? Went out and bought. They didn't buy toilet paper. They went out and bought paper towels. Paper towels. That's what they did. What are you going to do with paper towels? Like that's what they bought. So during our pandemic, we bought toilet paper, and theirs, and it wasn't even a pandemic. They literally thought there was an alien attack, and they went out and bought paper towels. So, is that random? Shit, I have no idea. I mean, unless it was sponsored by Brownie. Was that Brownie? Yes, is that Brownie? Yeah, Brownie. Bounty. See, that's I got it in my ear. Bounty. So I don't know. All right, so number 6. We've been disappointed before. And again, the objective or the talk today is about why do we not set intentions, right? Because we've been hurt before. We've been disappointed before. Some people, yeah. Oh. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Yeah, Ms. Jessica just informed me that there is no. Oops. Here we go. Sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you for that. I literally didn't even see that. Okay, so number 6 is that we've been disappointed before. Some people stop setting intentions because they feel like they've tried and failed too many times. One of the things that I love to talk about is a gentleman by the name of Maxie Filer. That his name is MAX. Matter of fact, let me pull him up right quick. I can sit here and tell you, or I can pull him up. All right, give me a second. Maxie. Hold on. Oops. Okay. Damn. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. So I know you guys are on now. Okay. So Maxie is known as Mr. Compton. All right. I think we're good on that. Mr. Compton, which he was obviously from Compton, California. And the cool thing about Maxie was that the city of Compton loved this man like no other. Matter of fact, not only did the Compton love him, I loved this guy. And once I heard his story, I've always remembered it, and I always kind of kept it in the back of my mind. Let me rephrase that. I kept it in the front of my mind. Anytime I want to do something, anytime, he's who I think about. This guy is my mentor when it comes to tenacity, tenaciousness, and persistence. It's like this is the guy. So in 1967, a little bit after the Watts riots, this gentleman took the California state law exam in California, and he failed. He took it, I think, once that year, and all through the rest of the 60s, which is again 3 more years. He took it twice a year, every year, and he failed. He took that test from the 70s all the way into the 80s, twice a year, every year, and he failed. From the 80s to the 90s, twice a year, every year, and failed. He didn't finally pass the California bar exam until I think it was 1992. Hold on one second. I'm gonna find when he. Okay, let's see when he actually finally passed it. I know it wasn't 96. Okay, give me a sec. All right, so there he is. So Filer finally passed the bar in 1991 after 25 years. So when I'm talking to people about their dreams, goals, and aspirations, it's easy for me to tell you, if you're not willing to spend 25 years or 48 tries on your dream, goal, or aspiration, then it ain't even worth us talking about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. So when I came out and I proclaimed that I'm gonna do this right here, I'm gonna do 100 episodes or 100 lives in 100 days. I'm not bullshitting. And the reason why I'm not bullshitting is because I have a story. I have a mentor. This man's dead, right? But his story still lives on in me, and it lives on in my kid. When I tell people consistently, like, I don't care how many times you fail. Like, who gives a shit? Like, you don't stop, you keep going. I think Jessica, how many times um did your girl Kim Kardashian uh uh take the California State Bar exam? 3 times, and then she stopped. She passed. She's a lawyer now. There, okay, the baby bar. Has has she ever taken has she ever taken a California State Bar exam, the actual real one? Okay, so um, sorry, yeah, she didn't. But either way, so my friend keeps saying like, yeah, she passed the bar. She didn't. So here's the thing, and it's not just her, right? Because there's a lot of people. Number one, the California State Bar exam is one of the hardest in our country. Matter of fact, here I can sit here and tell you, or we can go look it up. So give me a second. Um, which state, oops, has the hardest? Oop, here we go. Bar exam. California, right? So California has the hardest one, has the most difficult bar exam in the United States due to its low pass rates and its complexity of the exams, content, and constraints. So think about that. Let's look at, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think New York. And before we even look, I don't even think New York is in the top. I don't think they're in the top three. I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Oh, thank God I ain't put no money on that. Oh, thank God I ain't put no money on that. Somebody would have been like, "Oh, broski, I'm gonna go ahead and need that need that paper." I thank God I ain't put no money up on that. Can y'all see my stuff? Oh yeah, hold on. All right, sorry about that. There you go. So California is number one. So that means that 68% of the people who hold on. So is that the people that fail? No. First time bar exam, okay. Overall bar exam pass rates 54%. 54. New York is actually 69. And I know that Alabama. Hold on, was it Alabama? What is it? Something Alabama? Yeah, no, I think that no, Arkansas. I think Arkansas used to be like within the top five too. They may have moved down some, but I know Arkansas was in there for a while. But look at that. I mean, so again, their stuff is no joke or whatever. So for this man to take that test for 25 years and take it 48 times, 48, he passed on the 48th. So that's the reason why everything I look at is 25 years of 48 tries on everything. Now, on everything. So again, we're not talking about this from a standpoint of just saying like, well, I don't know. You know, I've been disappointed before. Maxie Fowler had been disappointed 47 times before that. For 25, what dreams, goals, or aspirations would you go after for 25 years? What are you willing to fuck up on 47 times? Like that. I mean, I'm really asking that question. Like, I'm not just talking about it because it sounds funny, because obviously you know that I'm not, right? What would you do for 25 years? And what are you willing to fail on for 47 times? What are you willing to fail 47 times on? What are you willing to go for 25 years? Like, that's the shit that's, man. You know what I'm saying? So for me, one of the things I'll be talking about tomorrow is you have to find something, a narrative, a story, a mentor. You in order to change how we think on these things, you got to find something else. One of the things that I tell people constantly is that when we're rebuilding ourselves, sometimes you may have to gaslight the shit out of yourself. What do I mean by that? You may have to question your reality. So we always think that gaslighting is horrible. Nah, not all the time. It ain't. You have to question yourself. You got to ask yourself, wait a minute, hold on. Am I tripping? I mean, shit, maybe I'm wrong about this. You have, and again, that's what that accountability is. That's what taking that self-examination of yourself, right? Now, it's different if somebody else is doing it to you. When you do it to yourself, I kind of think of it as therapy. You know, shit, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Jessica, what do you think? Okay. She says I'm right. I don't know. All right, so number 7. Oh shit. Oops, hold on. Sorry. Yeah, let me bring this back. Screen share, power of attention. Okay. So number 7, we confuse our goals with intention. We chase goals but forget to align with purpose, meaning and direction. Like I said before, the intention of whatever it is that you want is the why, not just the what. Think about that. It's the why. The intention of why did I want to make $10,000? Why was that? Because I was pissed off and I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. And what do? I want to make $10,000. So the intention is the 10,000. But why I started it was because I wanted to do something different with my son. Period. So you need to understand what your why is. I think Simon Sinek, he's a huge. I don't really know if people really know about him as much today as they did when he first came out. Because for some reason, like, you really gotta hit the ground running, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, you guys are amazing at what you do," all that shit. But I don't know. All I'm saying is that the guy, he has this book called. Here you go. Let's start off with the book. He has this book called what is it called? Why Not How? Yeah, hold on. Why Not How? Book. Give me a second, ladies and gents. No. Find Your Why. Sorry about that. It's called Find Your Why. Hold on. Let's oops, hold on. Okay. Let's go into here. Oh, all right, so share this tab instead. Find Your Why by Simon Sinek. And he says that everything that you do needs to start again with the intention, but the intention is why. Why are you doing this? Right? Knowing your why. I think it was a philosopher. Oh my gosh, Friedrich Nietzsche, who said, "If you know your why, you can endure. You can endure anyhow. If you know why you're doing something." So, what is my why? My why is to be a full-time stay-at-home dad. Why? Because I didn't like the way that I felt that I couldn't take care of my son without asking somebody's permission to do so. That shit's crazy to me. That's my why. All the how and all this other stuff, that comes after the why. When you know what that why is, that's it. Jessica, do you mind if I tell a little bit about your thing? You're from foster care to SLP. So my best friend Jessica, who's on here right now and also in my ear and stuff, she's been wanting to be a mom for like since she was a tyke, right? And for whatever reason, this didn't happen that way yet. So the next best thing was going into foster care to adopt, right? Now she gets her dream, but her job is still being an SLP, which is a what is that, shared living provider, right? That's what she did. So she had a person living in her home. She gets paid to take care of this individual, just any other. Well, the state changed up all this stuff or whatever, and they start saying that, well, you can't have more than two. I think it's two state paying individuals or something like that in your home. So you can have damn near as many foster kids as you want, but for SLPs, we can't do that. We can only have one person, right? And at that time, she had two individuals in her home, plus being a foster parent. Well, it wasn't just the fact that she was a foster parent; it was the fact that she wanted to adopt a young lady. Well, they basically told her that, well, I don't know what to tell you, champ. You either adopt or you gotta let your one of your people go. And she kind of thought about it for quite a while, and she was like, you know what, I'd rather be a mom than deal with this bullshit in general. And that's what she chose. So she chose purpose over profit. Think about that. She chose purpose over profit. Most of us don't do shit like that. We'll try to figure out a way, we'll try to scam the system in some way to figure out how we can uh, uh, have our cake and eat it too. That's not what she was on. She was like, no, I'm cool on that. So if this is what we're doing, okay, not a problem. But I'm not going to play your little bullshit game with you. And right now, guess what? She is a full-time foster parent. And that young lady, which I love that little girl my damn self, she's going to be adopting her. So again, you have to, when you know what it is that you want, you know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like, I mean, your goals and your attention, they unfortunately they got to align with each other. So she understood what her why was. She knew what her what was. And unfortunately, like we talked about, I've forgotten which one we discussed, she didn't let distractions get in her way. Because that could have been, man, she had every right, every reason to say, you know what, maybe this ain't gonna work out. But she didn't. She kept going, right? So all right, so what's the next one? I think we got it. Okay. So number 8, we've never been taught how. No one teaches intention in school. They do not. It's a spiritual and mental practice that most have to learn on their own. Now, fortunately for my little boy, he has a full-grown life coach who actually has some videos and content and stuff that far after I'm gone, my baby will be able to go back, look through, see this stuff. And here's the fun thing. This is shit that I tell my son now. Right. I've been telling him this since again, my son's 12. He'll be 13 in July. But he's growing up with this now. And like I told you yesterday, my son wants to be a therapist. Right. Awesome. Do you? I'll give you whatever jump that I possibly can to help you out. Plus, I also have a really good friend, Sherry, that writes me little notes or whatever to give to my kid to kind of help him to help his little buddies out and stuff. So I love this. Right. So right now it's become my environment. But my son can't say that, well, I nobody taught me any of this stuff because he lives with it. And, if I'm gone tomorrow, he'll have this. This will be information that he has. You'll have it too, right? I mean, give you all this stuff now, right? So to sit there and say that we've never been taught, I think that sometimes what happens is that you don't want to learn. Yeah, I want you to think about that. You don't want to learn. It's not that you haven't been taught some of these things. Some of it, you didn't care to learn it. All right. In today's time, you have ChatGPT, you have Google, you have YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing under the sun within this dimension, I will say, that somebody doesn't have a video on or a how-to on. What I'm doing right now, how I built all the stuff that I've done, I did it by watching YouTube, or my buddy Brian helped me out with it, or I'll have Jessica kind of like FaceTime and have her looking at my stuff, make sure it's cool. Hey, you all right with this? Yeah, this is fine. Go ahead. Right. So again, a lot of cases that it's not that we haven't been taught, it's that you don't want to learn it. And here's the thing. If you don't want to learn it, then fucking say that. Don't say, nobody taught me. No, in school, they're not going to teach you this shit. But you can't be online the way that you are and not say that there ain't no videos on bettering yourself. There ain't no videos on how to eat more cleaner. There's no videos on uh, 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 how to do Google Slides. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, I literally just found out how to do Google Slides. Jessica, how long has it been? Like under a week? Under a week? Yeah, like less than a week. I created a whole entire thing off of it, right? Because I have Apple, right? And sometimes Apple kind of sucks when you try to get it over to Google. It doesn't always compute with each other. So I had to go into Google, figure out how to make this work. And then did I make excuses? Nobody ever taught me. Fuck no. You figure it out. Fitfo, figure it the fuck out. That's what you do. And right, and that's all I did. Figured it out. Right? I didn't need to go get a book on this shit. Right? Matter of fact, here's the thing. I got this book right here. It's called 1 Million Followers. Can you see this? Oh, okay, never mind. There's a 2-minute delay. So I want to see if you guys can, right? Anytime I've written in a book, that means that I read it. I'm an avid reader. I can read literally a book or two a day, right? I haven't really much lately because I've been kind of focused on this. But this book by Brendan Kane is an amazing book. And again, I'm not being paid to say it. It was a really amazing book. But when I read the book, I wasn't really in a place to be doing anything to even have followers. But I just heard about the guy. I'm like, oh man, that'd be kind of cool to read something like that. And that's what I wanted to do. Right? So now when I go back and read this will probably be one of probably 2, maybe 3 books that I read that's about helping you to build followers and helping you not even build followers, but to get my message out as much as possible. Right? I'm a life coach. I want to be the number 1 life coach, not only in my region, Omaha, Iowa, South Dakota, but I want to be the biggest name, or one of the biggest names on the online social media thing when it pertains to helping people to change their lives, transform their lives. This is what I do. Right? I mean, and my whole entire ecosystem is based around it. Right? In a couple of days, we're going to be talking about this poverty-minded stink that Miss Jessica and I kind of talk about constantly. And when we talk about this, we talk about it from the standpoint of we have to stay away from people who have the stench, who have that smell to them. Right? This is just stuff that, anybody ever taught us. We just figured it out. Right? You got to be aware of your surroundings pertaining to this, right? Because that stink can get on you. Don't worry about it. We're going to get into it. It's going to be funny and nasty all at the same time, right? All right, so let's go to the next thing. All right, can you see it? Okay, I got it. We confuse or go, what? Hold on. Oh, no, I already did that one. Hold on. Sorry, give me a second. Give me a sec. Go. Oh, my gosh. Hey, dear, now I see what you were talking about. When you said that number 7 is the same as number 9. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. No, I see exactly what you're talking about now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Hold, please. Chill. Hold for a minute. I'm gonna go out of this for a second. Hold on. So I'm gonna remove this. All right, give me 1 second, ladies and gents. And again, see, this is why I love messing up on air. Again, like I love this. Why? Because you can see that shit. I mean, dude, I prepared as much as I possibly could, but even with that, you are going to fuck up, and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, so where is my number 1? I need to go back into my Google Slides to find. Do I need to go into Google Slides? No, actually, I need to go into who? Here we go. Where are you going, buddy? Okay. Okay, why don't we do this? Never been taught how. Okay, now I see. Okay, so I'm going to create this thing right quick, if you guys don't mind. Well, of course you're not. I mean, listen, if you ride with me, you're gonna ride with me regardless, right? I mean that's what we doing, right? So give me a second. We gonna push this out together, man. One of the people that I love watching too is Anton Daniels. I don't necessarily know if my man probably ain't gonna never even hear about me by no means, but man, I love bro. I love bro. Like I'm just saying, like my Anton Daniels, like that is the dude for me. I'm happy to say I'm one of those bag chasers that he that he has on his roster. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this out there. Give me 1 second, y'all. And I'm putting it out there, man. I'm trying to get up there with my boy Anton. So if you know him, go ahead and let him know that, man. Over at Axe Fearless, we talking about you, homie. We see you. All right, so here we go. I think that we're in there. Hold on. Okay, got it. Boom. Okay. 1 second. All right, dear. I am back. Okay, can we add the stage? There we go. We avoid stillness. Intentions are born in quiet reflection. Most avoid stillness because it forces self-awareness. One of the things that I think that trial and error podcast with myself and Mr. Brian Hill, one of the things that we talked about is that most people don't like being still. We always feel like we got to be doing something. Jessica talks to me all the time. Like, dude, how can you sit and read a book for hours? I don't mind being still. That's why. And a lot of people avoid being still. You know what I mean? Like that. And again, going back to what it just says, intentions are born in quiet reflection. That means self-examination. That means accountability. That means understanding what I'm responsible for, what my duties and obligations and responsibilities are. That's what it is. Right? It doesn't necessarily mean that I always like it, because I don't. Shit's mad annoying sometimes. Right? It happens that way. Right? Right? But most of us avoid that. Which is crazy. I don't understand why we do. Well, actually, yes, I do. Because we don't like being still. We feel that by being still, it equates to death. I don't know if you ever thought about that. Right? That's the reason why a lot of people don't like to meditate. Being still means that you got to be one with yourself. And a lot of us don't like that. We ain't trying to do all that. It's doing too much. Right? All right, so let's move to the next one. Last one. Number 10, lack of self-worth. Now, when I was creating these, lack of self-worth was like, I think 5 or 6. I moved it to the 10th one. And the reason why I moved it to the 10th one is because to me, it's the most important. Lack of self-worth. Deep down, people may not believe they deserve what they want. So why intend for it? Right? Think about that. Why go after it if I ain't gonna get it anyway? Why go after it if everything's just random? Right? Why go after anything? Right? I mean, that's what we consistently say on a consistent basis, right? One of the things is as being a black man in America, there was this guy named Robin. My God, I cannot remember that man's last name for anything. It'll come to me, hopefully. But he's a guy from the UK. And he was asked a question. He said, the question was, why are most why do black people not have self-confidence or confidence? And he said something. And I'll pull up. You know what? Let's see if I can find it. But what he said was something along the lines of that. It's not that we don't have uh, confidence in ourselves individually. We have a lot of confidence. We don't have confidence in each other as a group. And when you look at it from that standpoint, yikes! Right? Like that's some deep shit there. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. There's my guy Anton giving us his commentary on Big U and some of the Rolling 60 crip dudes who are actually been federally indicted. That's crazy, man. I wish the brothers nothing but the best of luck. That's what whenever the United States says your name versus the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, you might as well go up. Oh my God. Man, that is whew. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm gonna wish them brothers nothing but the best of luck. And again, if they're guilty, then they are exactly where they need to be. I'm not one of them type of dudes that say, "Oh man, bring that dude home." Some of these motherfuckers are crazy. Jail is where they belong. So I'm not one of them dudes that's gonna sit there and tell you that, man, don't nobody need to. Yes, some people need to be there. Just saying. Not everybody, by no means. But if you out here robbing, shooting, killing, oh no, that's where you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hope they weren't doing all that. But if you were, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's where you should be. All right, so hold on. Robin, what is that man's name? Hold on, Black. Hold on. It should. Oh, here he is. His name is Robin Walker. Okay, so here, I think we found him. Let me go in and see if I can find him. Okay, so give me 1 second. Robin Walker. Okay, hold on. Okay, nope. The reason why European. Okay, give me a second, y'all. Okay, yeah. You know what? What I'll do is I will check on that for tomorrow because there's a bunch of his videos up here, so I'll make sure that I find it. I'll put it in my clips so then I can. So as soon as we come back, and then I will hit you guys up and show you exactly what he said verbatim out of his mouth, and it was quite powerful to me. To me, it was so. But again, here, let me show you at least. Hold on 1 second. Let me go into my studio. So here's at least who he is. African American scholar in general, and again, one of the things that he said about oh my God, what is my man's name? I can see his name is plain as day. What is that dude's name? He has a video, I think, kind of talking about him. Who's the dude who did Hidden Colors? Jessica, do you know who I'm talking about? Okay, I was kind of hoping that you did. Here he is. Okay, so man, what is that man's name? Hold on, let me find here. Hold on. Hidden Colors. I can man, what is my man's name? Isn't that crazy? I don't even remember that dude's name. That's crazy. Tariq Tariq Rashid. Or Rashid, I believe. Hold on. Is it? I don't want to mess my man's name up. I probably already did. Okay, so yeah, let's look it up. Hold on. So yeah, so Tariq Nasheed. Um, I think I'm gonna watch the video where Olga where Robin said that he doesn't agree, but he understands where he's coming from, and that's how I honestly feel about a lot of uh a lot of our black scholars in general. Like I understand where they're coming from. I some of it I disagree. Like I understand, I understand what Louis Farrakhan talks about a lot, and he's that dude has probably been right about so many things. And again, he's also said some shit that rubbed several people the wrong way, and some of it he never backed down on. Others, I kind of seen him taking that backward step or whatever. What he talks about with like the Jewish community, like I personally love a lot of stuff that he said, not everything, but a lot of it as in comparing yourself and looking at their plight and what they've went through and doing some of the same thing. You know what I mean? And whether they struggle together, they succeed together. That's something beautiful. And I don't think that anybody culturally will be upset that you would want to emulate uh, that you would want to emulate another group of people that are doing something that you're not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you look at the Asian community or the Jewish community in in the money that comes into their respective and collective communities, they keep that money in there forever. But as soon as we as black people get money, especially in our communities, that money is gone right back out. It comes right in one hand, right back out the next. Like we can't wait to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with with understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. I don't. That's just me personally. But anyway, so that kind of I think that kind of ends my presentation thing or whatever. I don't think I have anything else on here. We got 11 minutes. Ms. Jessica, is there anything that you like to discuss? I think that we might be the only people here, which is I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the other person is me. Yes, it is. I'm looking right at myself. You're on and I'm on. Cause I yeah, exactly. You and yeah, you and me. That's it. But you know what though? Guess what? I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep these things pumping no matter what. I mean, seriously, what do we learn about our good buddy Maxi Filer? Shit, 25 years, 48 tries? No. No. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep pushing. You know, I'm just like no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I mean, so that's kind of what we did. So yeah, you know. So again, real quick. Oh, here, let's go back into it. And we'll kind of run back through real quick on what we had discussed this beautiful evening. Oops, sorry. Here I'll try to go back. So again, like I said before, intention is everything, and why everything starts here. The why is why it starts, right? Like I said before, you need to understand your why. Everything else will come after that. If you understand your why, I don't give two shits what happens. You will keep going no matter what. Again, look at Maxi Filer, 25 years, 48 times tries. How many dreams, goals, and aspirations, or what dreams, goals, and aspirations do you have that you're willing to give 25 years of your life for? What is it that you're doing right now that you're willing to fail at least 47 times? Right? If you know what those things are, man, again, you should only be here for a quick reminder. You don't need to be here for nothing else. Just a quick reminder. All right. So again, why is setting a clear intention so important? Like we said before, knowing why you're going there. Why do you want this? Why is this important to you? Knowing where you're going, right? Where you're going. How will you get there? Right? And then what if it doesn't work? As like Maxie said, you keep going. There was a publication done right before he died. I think he was in his 60s, late 60s when he passed. And he said that I would have taken that test into the day of my death. He just so happened to pass it before he died. But he would have still kept taking it. Even if well in his six. Matter of fact, no, let me rephrase that. He was 66 years old when he passed. No, I'm sorry, when he passed the California State Bar exam. Let's go back because I do want to find. He was 80 years old. I'm sorry, 80 years old. Right? Think about that. 80 years old. So he at least got to be an attorney, an actual attorney, for 14 years. Right? Because he passed when he was 66. Man, come on, man. Hold on. Let's see. Sorry. So here we go. So again, he died. He died at 80 years old. Right? Oh, please. Okay. So yeah, you guys can see that. Jess, can you see that? Yeah. Okay. I can see it too. Oh, hold on. Okay, it'll pop up in a second. Whatever. Forgot you guys are on a delay. But yeah, he died at 80 years old, right? But he knew why he wanted it. He knew how to do it. He knew where he was going. And if it didn't work, find out a different way. But you keep going until you get exactly what you said you're gonna do. Right? So okay, so let's go back to our tab. Share. Accountability. Again, like I said, it's a self-examination of yourself. The ownership of the outcome is yours, whether it's good or bad. Okay. Responsibility, definition, a duty or obligation to do something. All right. Responsibility is doing what you're supposed to do. That's it. But like I said before, you need to understand where your responsibility starts and ends. Because for the most part, it's going to start and end with you. Okay. All right. So the next thing, 10 well, it's actually supposed to say 10 reasons why we don't create intention. Number one, we're operating on an autopilot. We are always doing what we've always done. Okay. Second thing, fear of rejection, fear of responsibility. Right. So setting the intention means owning the outcome. That's uncomfortable for people because it means you got to step up and do what's right. Right. Duty, obligation to be, and the ability to be responsive. Right. Number three, lack of clarity. You can't create intention without knowing what you want. Most of us have no idea what it is that we want. We know what we don't want, but asking a person what you do want, shit, boy, good luck with that. Number four, distractions. Right? Distractions rule the mind. We're overstimulated. Like I said, I love them Instagram models. Huh? Walking around with them cheeks clapping like that. But again, I can't watch that all the time. Just saying I can't. Right? So social media, chaos. Distraction kills, how does it say? Distraction kills direction. Think about that. Distraction kills direction. Just saying. You got to know what you're going after. You got to know what your why is. You think I'm going to let some booty clapping Instagram model distract me from being a father? Fuck no. You do what you got to do, right? Come on now. Number five, we think life's random. Like they're like this shit just falls in people's laps, huh? Like Elon Musk didn't bust his ass to get to where he was. You can say it was random all you want, but that's not right. If success leaves clues, that means it's not random. I'm just saying. Shit, to me, random is a lottery. If you want to make $1 million, it would be easier for you to make $1 million going out and starting a company than it would for you to win it during playing the Powerball. Because otherwise, think about the people who've played that shit forever and ain't won shit. And here's the problem with here's the fun thing about that. I'll give you a quick little thing on that. We got a couple minutes. Did you know that it's not if you win the Powerball? Did you know it's when? Did you know that? If you play long enough, you would eventually hit all the numbers. But the problem is that you're not going to be alive long enough to do it. Just saying. So it's not an if, it's a when. Just saying. And if you think I'm bullshitting, go look it up for yourself. Matter of fact, that could be your homework assignment. How fast? Hey, it would actually listen to me. The probability, and let's look at statistics and probability. Statistically speaking, you'd have a better chance of becoming the president of the United States of America than you would winning the Powerball. Facts. Matter of fact, where's that book at? I don't know. Is it over? I don't think it's over here. I think it's in the back of me, like right below my TV. I have no. It might be over here. I'm not sure. I got this book. It's called "The Book of Risks." Hold on. Is that? No, I think it's called Statistics and Probabilities. Either way, so that's all it talks about is the statistical operations of certain things working out for you or not. But it is a fact. You'd have a better chance of becoming, I think it's 1 in 10 million of becoming. Matter of fact, here, let's look that up. I know we only got a couple minutes, but you know what? Ride with me. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be all right. Okay, we'll be okay. Hold on. What are the chances? Hold on. Oh, watch this. Oh, really? Is this what? Oh my gosh! Come on. Nope. Okay, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the odds of getting in. Okay, let's look at. Okay. Okay, so you're more likely to become president. Okay, look at this. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Jess, can you see my page? Oh, no, not yet. So this says that you're more likely to become president 25 times more likely, that is, than winning the Powerball. But someone will win, but somebody will still win, right? Think about that. You have, and like I told you, it's like 1 in 10 million chance of winning or becoming the president than it is winning the Powerball. Like, think about it. And I love statistics and probabilities. I love that shit. Why do I like it? Because it tells you what's going to happen based on what's already happened. The likelihood of you winning a Powerball is like 1 in like 100 and some million. Actually, I don't even think it's 100 and some million. Give me a second. Here, let's what? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Of winning All right, sorry about that, ladies and gents. Hold on, you. All right, hold on. Can you hear me? Oh, okay, okay. So, okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right, now I'm back. Okay, and it's say what? All right, can you hear me? Okay, there were what? Carlos? Yeah, what about it? Okay, so sorry about that. We're past our thing, but I don't care. So the chances of winning the jackpot are roughly one in roughly 302 million. Think about that. One in 302 million. Whereas the chances of becoming president is one in 10 million. One in 10 million. I think about that. One in 10 million. So majority of us can do a whole lot more than what we think that we actually can. Right? So life is not random. This isn't random. All right, so number six, we've been disappointed before. Yes, we know. Bad things have happened to you. Who gives a shit? Stand up, dust yourself off, and keep going. If you need to find again, like I tell my son, I don't care about how bad your grades are. What I care about is whether you ask for help or not. Ask for help. Okay. Number seven, we confuse our goals with intentions. Everybody has a goal, everybody has a dream, everybody has an aspiration, but not everybody has the intention, the why this is important. You got to know why you want it and what you want, right? Not just the what, but you got to have the why to go with it, right? Because the what also includes what you do or what do you do about it, right? All right, so number eight, we've never been taught how. In today's time, ladies and gentlemen, you can't even use that bullshit excuse no more. Like I'm just saying, in schools, you can use that. But out here, if you have internet, if you have YouTube, if you got Google, if you got ChatGPT, there is no reason why you can be like, nobody ever taught me how. Probably not in the past, but today, come on now. Come on now. All right, number nine, we avoid stillness, right? We don't like sitting and being quiet. We don't like self reflection, right? Most of us avoid stillness because it forces you to be alone with you. When I was homeless, that was one of the things that scared me the most. It wasn't losing my shit. It wasn't sleeping in my car. It wasn't not feeling like I had anybody to help me. It was the fact of being alone with myself. That was the scariest thing about being homeless. Once I figured that out, the rest was, I'm not going to say it was cake, but once I got there, I was able to start digging myself back up. And last but not least, number 10, lack of self worth. Deep down, people believe that they do not deserve what they want. So why even go for it? Right? All right. Well, tonight, for those of y'all who weren't here, that's cool. You can still catch it when this thing on what is it? I guess you can still watch it on here. You can watch it on my trial and error podcast with my buddy Brian, and you can watch it on my channel Axe Fearless on YouTube. So but without further ado, I've already taken enough of your time. Until tomorrow, I bid you adieu. Deuces. Mm-hmm.